Welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Saturday. I'm Leslie Watkins, and I am going to continue now with the project that I started in the last video. So I'm sorry for the interruption. It's a storage problem on my iPad. I've ordered a piece of equipment that's going to help me save all of these files and hopefully solve this running out of room issue that I keep having. So my apologies, and let's continue. So, and I see that Linda was on a little while ago. I hope you come back, Linda, because this project was inspired by your comment about making a seed packet to put inside of the Nature Journal box to give as a gift. So far what I've done is I've just done a little bit of stamping on this label, and this was cut out with the Stitch So Sweetly die set, and you can see that lovely detail around the border. And I just made an overall spatter with the spatter stamp from here. This is in the Quiet Meadow, and I'm using the sentiment that came in the Dragonfly Garden stamp set that reads, "May good things grow all year long." Alright, so that is going to be for my little seed pack. And what I could do, let's just see how this would work. You could mount your glassine envelope on the tag and then have, I think we'll do that just for fun. So let me just make sure we're broadcasting here. That looks good. And I see Kelly's back. I'm so sorry, Kelly. Thank you for coming back. I hope you were able to get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. So I think it would be fun. I'm not going to close this up yet because obviously there's no seeds in here. But what I can do is I can take a little piece of the double stick tape and just put that on the bottom like so, and another little piece right here. Give that a quick burnish. Peel off the backing. And then I can take my seed pack, put that right on my little tag. I'll tuck this in. And then I'll take a little piece of the linen thread. And I'll just loop this around. There we go. And then that can go in here with the little thread hanging out this side. That's fine. And I want to put a little bit of hold off on that for a minute. Let's see what we have left over from our card. So here's the front of the pocket card. And for this, I want to add some of this gold foil. And tear off the excess here. So I'm just going to use my ruler. I'm holding that down firmly, and I'm just going to gently pull this little extra bit off. There we go. Sticking to my finger. And then for the bottom, let me glue this down first, hold it in place. I love using this gold foil because it's so fine, and it just gives the impression of real gold foil. There we go. And then I can add a little more glue. Down here. Just like that. And now do the same thing with the ruler, just pull that extra bit away, a little bit over here. There we go. So there's my base, and it looks so pretty. You could even do gold on gold if you wanted to, which is quite nice. But I'm going to use this label from the Stitch So Sweetly on top of there, and I want to do a little bit of stamping on that. So for this, I think I want to use this flower image. Let me think. Yeah. And I'm just going to use the top portion of it. So I'm not going to ink the whole thing. I'm just going to ink this area. And let that come in at the diagonal. And then in this area, I think I'll put Thinking of You. Make sure I've got that right side up. Okay, so that is our stamping done. Oh, you know what? I do want to put a little bit of this spatter on here. I love this spatter, so let's a little bit of this. There we go. And I want to add a little bit of texture, so I'm going to use the linen thread. What's nice about the Stitch So Sweetly die labels is that they have this scalloped edge, which is very nice. I'm tangled up here, which is very nice to wrap your thread around, because it kind of holds it in place right where you want it to be. So I'm just going to go around a couple of times. Go around 3 times. There we go. Snip that. Just want to get that lined up. There we go. Just going to scooch that over a tiny bit. There we are. Okay. Going to hold that down for a minute. It takes a little bit longer for the glue to adhere to the metallic surface of the foil. So I just want to make sure that that's set so it doesn't shift. And now I have these beautiful die cuts that I made. So we can just sort of see what looks best. Kind of like that. I like that too. Okay, let me get a couple of these glued down so we can see what we've got. So I'm just going to put some tiny dots of glue on the petals, the buds, a little bit on the stem. I'm not going to go too far down the stem because I'm going to snip some of that off. And I'm just going to slip that under like so. Well, actually, maybe I won't snip that. I'll add a little bit of glue to the bottom here. Just a dot. Hi Christine, thanks for joining us. We have a two-part episode today due to technical difficulties, but I think we've got plenty of storage now to continue. All right, so there is that. I do like this one over here. I like the way it looks against both the crumb cake and the very vanilla. So I think I'll add that one along the edge as a beautiful gold border. And again, giving it just a little bit extra time to adhere to that gold foil because it's not as absorbent as the plain paper. There we go. And let's see how our butterfly looks. Yeah, add a couple of those. I really like that the die set includes a butterfly in profile as well as a head-on butterfly. It just makes it that much more versatile. There we go. And this one, I think I'm going to bend its wings up a little bit. So I'm just going to give that a quick fold. Like so. Alright, so we're getting, that's pretty close to being finished. let's get back to our seed pack here. I'm going to use our extra foil. This is a very extravagant little, little seed package. There we go. All right, and let's see, do we have any? Maybe. It might be cute. Now I just want to give this a little extra scoring because I want this flap to stay down better. So I'm just going to add a little bit extra. That's better. All right. And then I'll snip this off right here. There we go. All right, so here's our little glassine envelope on its tag. We can pop that in there, just like so. And this can go inside our pocket. Just like that. And our cover. Now I could use a piece of Very Vanilla here for my sentiment, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my die cutting machine to add a little area here for a message, but you don't need to see me do that. You've seen me do that 100 times. And the last thing I want to do is get out my bling and add a couple of little sparkles to the front of the card. So I'm going to use the champagne rhinestones for this. Let's use these tiny ones. And kind of scatter them around. Maybe one more over here. All right. Well, there is our very extravagant card with a pocket to hold a little seed package. So I just want to thank you again, Linda Gring, for that wonderful idea of adding a little seed pack to the Nature Journal box. So let me get that out. And actually, you know what? I have my rectangle stitch dies handy here. So let me just go ahead and finish this with the piece of Very Vanilla. So I'm just going to cut this down to make it a little more manageable. I have a scrap here. There we go. And I will use I think that one. It's the third from the largest. Here we go. Let's get that in there. Okay, now that's ready to go. Our card is done. We have our envelope here, which is ready for a little bit of a stamping on the flap. So let's see. Where did my flowers go? Here they are. Love that flower stamp. So it looks like that. Our little envelope. With its decoration. Let's pull this out too. there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it took a little bit longer than usual, but for a gloomy, rainy Saturday afternoon, it might be fun for you to get involved in one of these longer projects. I hope I gave you lots of ideas. Covered a lot of stuff here. Okay, so we've got the using that wonderful foil from the you-know-whats. Fortunately, I'm out, so I'm not going to succumb to temptation. But very useful and very pretty. And again, using that wonderful Quiet Meadow die and stamp set. So let's put it all together. Let's put it in the box. So here we go. Write our sentiment. Pop this in here. Careful not to bend my butterfly. Here's the box with our journal. I did add a few more embellishments to the journal. You can see I added some sparkle to the cover. And I also added one of the bumblebee trinkets, or honeybee, I'm not sure the name of that, but the bee trinkets. I added some more gold to this page, and I'm very pleased with the way that looks. And I added some sparkle, little rhinestones in the meadow, so it almost gives the, I don't know if you can see that, but it's almost like fireflies flitting around the meadow grasses. Very pretty. And I added another bumblebee trinket to my peony page, and I'm not sure if you saw me add the little ladybug to this last page. And I think that about does it. I don't think there's another thing that I could possibly do to embellish this any further. There's my alternate page in the bottom of the box. So we'll put that in. We'll put in our note card with the little pocket holding the seed pack in there. It fits perfectly. And we put a lid on that, and we will call this multi-session project done. So for those of you who have enjoyed it, thank you so much for all of your comments. I've gotten an awful lot of very nice comments from people, and I really appreciate hearing what you have to say. So thank you. And if you do any of these things, I hope that, I'm having a little trouble tying a bow here. I hope that you will share it, because I just hope that what I do is a springboard for you, and it just gives you ideas, and that you take it and do something amazing, and I'd love to see what you do. So stay creative, stay happy, be well, and I will see you next time right here at Dandelion Cottage Design.